confiscate the money. That girl is a real proud small world, all her friends know me.
So we are back with a brand new episode of Toronto Blue Jays franchise mode here in MLB The Show 16, but today we have a huge match between the San Diego Padres and the Toronto Blue Jays here at Petco Park here in San Diego. So the Blue Jays doing very well so far in this game mode so far, at least this season, as the Blue Jays right now are 4th in MLB. When it comes to the Padres, though, I have no idea where they're at. As Sam Bruno, their stud pitcher, a 3.39 ERA, he's their best, basically their ace on their rotation, but 6-6 right now is his record, 132 innings pitched, 125 hits, 43 walks, and 103 strikeouts. So you gotta really watch for those strikeouts today. As our starting lineup, we do have Byron Buxton, Will Myers, who is really struggling right now, so maybe he might be on the trade block next episode. But Josh Donaldson, Peterson, and Cespedes, and so on. So Byron Buxton leading us off today. Right now, he's not doing the greatest, 240 batting average, not the greatest here, but he's gonna start this day hitting this one high in the air, right into foul territory. It's caught by the right fielder, the first out of the day. So one thing you gotta really watch for this game is that we need base hits. Obviously, our batting averages are terrible this game, but the Will Myers comes up and strikes it on the pitch way high in the air for a strikeout. Now 2 outs here as Donaldson comes up and swings and misses on that slider down away, and that's going to end off the quick inning, first inning right there for Sam Bruno. So Bruno, top quality player on the rotation, but Drew Smyly on our rotation, he's 13-5 in the season, a great win-loss record, but a 3.65 ERA, 103 innings pitched, 99 strikeouts, so he's definitely going to get his 100th strikeout today in this ball game. So today he's facing off against Trayce Thompson, Joe Gross, former Blue Jay we traded Will Myers for, actually. We traded to get Will Myers. So really got to watch for Joe Gross today. But Trayce Thompson, Klay Thompson's brother here, leading him off today for this ball game. But Trayce, he's going to strike out on the 4-seam fastball in the zone, just choking up on the bat for the first out of the day. So Trayce Thompson strikes out. Next up is Joe Gross. Joe Gross leads him in stolen bases. I'm pretty surprised about that one, though. He is a pretty good power hitter. But Joe Gross swings and misses on the cutter down away, the second of the day. So Joe, come on, at least I guess it's a good idea we trade him because he didn't really get that much good of a development. But next man up, another strikeout, minor strikes out, and it looks like our man Drew Smyly strikes at the side to begin this ball game. So he gets the 100th strikeout of the season there on the first batter. But right next up in this inning, we're gonna go bring up Peterson. He's gonna go get walked by Bruno. So we finally get our first baseman of the day, and then Cespedes coming on here with the one man on. But Cespedes hits one right at the second baseman. The second baseman makes a perfect play, guns it to second, and yeah, the gun to first to get the double play. So a perfect play by the second baseman, though. I thought for sure he wouldn't be able to field that one, but he did anyway. A great play by him, and Cespedes, come on, man. You gotta speed it up a bit more. Cespedes' speed, not the greatest in this game, so I'm not really happy about that too much. But now you have Tulo up here, but Tulo drills one right down center for a base hit, so you finally get a first base hit of the day. And yeah, Tulo, he is old. He's 35 years old. He is probably gonna be retiring this season, so I'm trying to get as many hits as I can with Tulo in these gameplay videos as possible. Now, a runner on first here with 2 outs, but right here, get this one high in the air into left field. That's caught by a left fielder, and it ends inning off right there. So I guess one hit in the inning, not too bad there, as we're heading to the bottom of the second inning here. Drew Smyly, obviously, he did strike at the side last time, but first man up, grounds it right to the first baseman, JP Combs. Combs runs to first, steps on first, the first out of this inning. So JP Combs, he is struggling at the plate. He's like a 200 batting average, but next man up on the Padres, this one right down center, a bobble right down center, and that's a base hit. So come on, our defensive positioning, not the greatest on the day, but they get a base hit and their first runner on the base today. So next man up, though, swings and misses on that change up down in a way, the second out of this inning. So Drew Smyly's striking out at least 4 batters so far, but next man up grounds it right to first baseman. We're just going to get the force at second to end off the inning right there. So Drew Smyly, 2 solid innings so far, only 1 hit allowed, as we have 1 hit there too. But runner top of third here as we have Smyly up. But Smyly hits one right in the gap in left center field, and that is going to be 1 and more. So Smyly hitting the second, he gets a stand-up double on that play against Sam Bruno. So when an American League pitcher gets a double off you and you're a National League pitcher, it's pretty bad to see that. So Drew Smyly, so a good piece of work hitting there, but now we have Will Myers on with a runner on second and 2 outs, but he's getting this one right down center for a base hit. Now the runners on the corners here with 2 outs in this inning for the Jays. So Will Myers getting on base here. I like to see that as he drills this one right down center, and we need that. Maybe he can go and score Smyly from third, but Donaldson grounds it right to the third baseman. They just get the force at second, and that ends off the quick inning right there for the Padres. So come on, as soon as we get an opportunity to go and score in this game, we blow it. Heading to the bottom of the third inning here, Drew Smyly doing very well so far, but first man up's gonna ground it right right to Tulo. Tulo guns into first and gets the first out of the inning right there. So Tulo, he may be old, but his defense and offense still dynamite in this game. But now 2 outs in this inning for Smyly. But for next man up, grounds over to Donaldson. Donaldson guns into first and gets the out to end off the inning right there. So Smyly, another solid inning from him. I'm loving all these solid starts from Smyly whenever we play him in these gameplay videos. But next man up is Peterson. Peterson gets a base hit right down the middle, and now there's a runner on first here with 0 outs in this inning for the Jays. So now runner on first here with Cespedes on, but Cespedes swings and misses on that curveball, perfect curveball by Bruno, and that's the first out of the inning right there. So runner on first here, 1 out for Tulo, but Tulo hits one high in the air, right into shell territory. That drops for a base hit, but of course Peterson does not recognize it's a base hit, and they get the first out at second. So there's a we'll run on first here with 2 outs in this inning for the Jays. As a mistake on base running there, Peterson should have ran right about there. He probably could have got a base hit right there. So come on, Peterson, he could have done that, but now 2 outs this thing for the Jays. But next man up is Combs, and Combs terrible at hitting as he pops one way up in the air in foul territory. It's caught by the Padres. That ends off the inning right there. So another base runner wasted as we're heading to the top of the 4th inning here. And they get a perfect hit right there. Smyly cannot field that one. Now there's a runner on first here with 0 outs for the Padres. So great hit by them. Nobody on. One man on, nobody out. But get a bobbler right to Smyly. Smyly this time fields it properly, gets the out. And now there's a runner on second base here with only 1 out in this inning for the Padres. So a great sacrifice there, as next man up is Escobar. Escobar hits one high in the air, deep to center field. That one is carrying. That one is back, and that one is gone. So that's a 2-run shot straight to center field, and that makes it a 2-0 game here in this inning. So come on, they strike first here. I thought for sure maybe we'd be able to strike first, but so Escobar of all people gets it. But it's a 2-run shot straight to center field, his 4th home run of the season. So I guess he's doing not too bad this season. But come on, 439 feet. I don't know how he drilled this one when it was that low in the I don't know how, that just basically I have no idea how he hit that one. But his next man up gets a base hit right down the middle, and as a runner at first base here with only 1 here in this inning for the Padres. So this better not mark the end of Drew Smyly. But next man up, it's one high in the air into left field. That's gonna drop for a base hit, and they gotta hold a runner at second base. So there's runners on second and first here with only 1 here in the inning for the Padres. Their offense is doing great. But next man up grounds it right to Donaldson. Donaldson cannot get the tag right there. Just guns to first to get the out. So now there's runners on second and third here. They'll need 2 outs this inning for the Padres. But next man up, he swings and misses on the first seam fastball high in the zone, and it's going to end off the inning right there for Smyly. So Smyly leaves 2 runners on there as we're going to the top of the 5th inning here, and it looks like Jamie Arias patient on that one as he gets walked to start off this inning. So exactly what we need, as Arias on first base with nobody out, but Smyly swings and misses on that pitch way down the zone. Now there's runners on first and 1 out in this inning for the Jays, but Buxton comes on. It's one right down the right field line. That's going to be a base hit and more. So he's running to second. That's a double, and now there's runners on third and second here. Really 1 out in this inning for Will Myers. Will Myers, it looks like a wild pitch goes, and that's going to allow 1 run. Look at the backup catcher. What is he doing? I don't know what the catcher's doing, but he basically does a little dance and allows a run to score. So Arias clutch on that one. He knew exactly what to do, as he knew for some reason the catcher would go and mess up badly. So we score a run to make it a 2-1 game here. Will Myers still at the play, but Will Myers swings and misses on that changeup down in the zone. The second out of the inning right there. So Sam Bruno clutching that one, but now there's runner on third base here, 2 outs. But next man up is gonna be our man Tulo, but Tulo goes, swings and misses on that one, and that's gonna strike out to end off the inning right there. So now we're heading to the bottom 5th inning here, 2 outs and sync for the Padres right now, but get a bobbler right to Arias. Arias fields it, guns to first, and that's gonna end off the quick inning for Smyly there. So Smyly's bounced back a bit more after allowing the Sam Bruno home run, but we're still losing 2-1 here, as now Tulo's up, but Tulo, it's one in the air, and that's gonna drop for a base hit. So now there's runners on first here, 2 outs and sync for the Jays, but Jays, and when JP Combs is at the plate, you know something's going to happen. And JP Combs strikes out, and that's going to end off the inning right there. So to the bottom of the 6th inning here, nobody on, nobody out. But it's this one high in the air, deep to left field. That one is clear, and that one's back. And that one is sadly gone. So now that solo shot makes it a 3-1 game for the Padres, after Smyly allows a solo shot straight to left field to Miners. So Miner, I don't know how he got all of that one. It was kind of a tricky pitch, I guess. But now we're losing 3-1 here, as nobody on, nobody out. But the ground right to Will Myers. Will Myers aggressive on that one, throws it to first, and gets the outs. Now 2 outs in the inning for the Padres. But next man up grounds to Tulo. Tulo is going to gun that one to first, and he's going to get the out to end off the inning right there for the Padres. So come on, we allow another home run as they're now losing by 2 runs here. But at least we start off this next inning with Steve Castro getting walked by Sam Bruno. So exactly what we need, as Buxton's going to come on, and he's going to bunt with a runner out. But he's going to go and somehow avoid that tag. And as runners on second and first here, after that basically amazing bunt by Buxton, though, how did he go and miss that tag? I have no idea. I don't know why they don't go and like the pitcher doesn't run to first. But after that bunt though, they're gonna take out Sam Bruno, their stud pitcher, and they're gonna bring in a reliever after his great game. So Sam Bruno, a great game though, only allowing 1 run here in this game, but they're gonna bring out Corey Mazzoni to come and pitch for them. So 4.25 ERA, not the greatest, but now we have Will Myers on. Will Myers, it's going right down to the right center field for a base hit. Now they bobble that one. It's gonna score 1 run easily, and now it's gonna go be a double. So Will Myers, a sliding double there, as that scores a run to make it a 3-2 game here. So a 1-run game for the Blue Jays right now after the error by the Padres. So a fielding error, come on, I don't know how he messed up on that one, but now Josh Donaldson coming on here, but they're gonna go and intentionally walk him to try and go and force the double play, as Donaldson is a great player though. Obviously you have home run hitting power right there, but they're going to walk him to bring out basically our next home run hitting power, Jock Peterson. Jock Peterson swings and misses on the curveball in the dirt. That's going to be the second out of the inning right there with bases loaded. So now you have Cespedes coming on, but Cespedes gets this right down center, and that is going to be a flipped to first, and it's going to get the out and off the inning right there for the Jays. So we spoil bases loaded there. We're going to bring out Aaron Loup to come and pitch for this inning. A 1.74 ERA on the season. He's a lefty. He's a great pitcher this season though. I don't know how he's this good, but Loup is going to go strike at the first batter on there as he breaks the plate, and that's going to make it a 1 out here in this inning with nobody on here for the Padres. Next man up, and a swing and miss on that sinker, and that's going to be the second of this inning as back-to-back strikeouts by Loup is making the Padres think trickier. But next man up grounds it right to Tulo. Tulo is going to go to gun this one to first, and he's going to get the out to end off the inning right there for the Jays. So a solid inning of pitching by Loup as we're heading to the top of the 8th inning here. They're going to bring out Cesar Valdez to come and hold this game. A 6.46 ERA as they have Tulo on, but Tulo hits one right down left field, and that's going to make it a single. So run on first here, nobody out, but next man up going to strike out on that one. A pretty tricky pitch, I guess, and that's going to be a strikeout looking for the first out of the inning right there. So run on first here, 1 out, but next man up is Arias, who hits one right in the center field. That drops for a single, and now his runners on second and first here with only 1 in this inning for the Jays. But on the bench we have Doug Schroeder, Pedro Alvarado, and Lucas Duda plus Howard Wise. Going to bring out a pinch hitter for, I believe, our pitcher, and that's going to be Doug Schroeder. Doug Schroeder, a great fast player. We got him in the Rule 5 draft. He's a stud. But Doug's going to this one high mirror in the left field. It's going to drop for a single. And now Tulo, he's running third base. Can go and cash this run to make it a tie ball game at 3. And Tulo's going to slide. He's going to make it. And that's all going to be tied up at 3 apiece in the top of the 8th. So Tulo clutching that one. He knows his base running as basically a great hit by Doug Schroeder, though. Exactly where we need to be in order to cash in that run. And it was a perfect run by Tulo as he gets the run score. Now it's all tied up here with the runners on second and first here with only 1 out, but next man up grounds it right to the shortstop, and that's going to be only 1 run as I believe Buxton goes and outruns that play. So at least Buxton goes and redeems himself there. Now runners on third and first here with 2 outs, but Will Myers gets one right past a sprawling second baseman, but they're going to go and miss that one as he's safe, and that's going to go and score another run to make it a 4-3 game. So after they lost the lead right there, they're going to bring out Nick Patel to come and finish off this inning, at least what's left of it. 2.02 ERA, a great pitcher though, as his runners on second and first here with 2 outs, but he's going to go and strike out Donaldson on that perfect curveball in the zone. That's going to be the ending of the inning right there. So heading to the bottom of the 8th inning here, going to bring out Fernando Salas to come and pitch for us at 2.49 ERA. He's a very good pitcher in this game. He's been good for a long time as first man up drills one right down center for a base hit. So not that you really want to start off this inning, but maybe you might be able to go and force the double play there after the hit by the Padres to begin off this inning. So runners on first here, no outs, but next man up strikes it on the 4-seam fastball out of the zone, and that's going to be the first of the inning right there for Salas. So Salas, his fastball's pretty good, I guess, but next man up grounds it right to Tulo. Tulo flips it to second, Will Myers right to first, and that's going to be a double play to end off the inning right there for the Jays. So now we're heading to the top of the 9th inning here with a 1-run game in our hands as 12 hits on the day so far, our most obviously this season. So Tulo, a great double play right there as Will Myers, his defense still good there. And now we're heading to the top of the 9th inning here. They're going to bring out Randall McNeamy for this inning. So 3.6 ERA, he's not the greatest, but I mean, we gotta go and add some more offense here as next man up is going to be Peterson. Peterson strikes it on that slider for the first out at the top of the 9th right there. So next man up is Cespedes, but Cespedes hits one right in right field, and that's going to drop for a single after a sprawling second baseman. So at least we get to run 1 man on here in Cespedes as we have Tulo up here with 1 out. But Tulo drills one in left field for a base hit. So Tulo, he's been clutch all day long. I believe he's like 4 for 5 on base on his plate appearances. So Tulo is very good today on defense, on offense, as there's runners on second and first here with only 1 out. But JP Combs, it's one high in the air, deep to right field. That one is carrying him, that one is back. That's going to be caught by the right fielder, and it looks like at least Cespedes is going to advance from second to third here, as there's now runners on the corners here with 2 outs listening for the Jays. But next man up, Arias is going to hit a bobbler right to the pitcher. The pitcher is going to hit this one to first base, and that's going to get the out to head to the bottom of the 9th inning here with a 1-run deficit for the Padres offense. So we're going to bring in Roberto Osuna, our clutch closer. Obviously, he's not leading in reliever of the year so far. He won it last year. Maybe he might be doing it back-to-back. As a 1.67 ERA in the season is very good. But first man up, strikes it on that slurve, and it's Escobar with a home run to lead off the game for the Padres. So it looks like league leaders for saves. You have 36 with Osuna. But next man up, get a ground out right to JP Combs, flips it to first, and that's gonna get the out. The second out inning right there for the Padres. So now it's only down to 1 man left here in this game, and his name is Nick Franklin. So Nick Franklin trying to go and save these Padres by getting a solo shot to end the 9th. But we're gonna go and walk Nick Franklin for this inning, and that means the tying run is at first base for the Padres, as if Pedro Figueroa is gonna come on here 0 for 3 in the day so far for the Padres. Pedro is gonna hit a bobbler right to Arias. Arias makes no mistakes, flip it to first. That's gonna be ball game for the Jays. So you win this one 4-3 here in spectacular fashion as you come back in the top of the 8th. And we had a great game though. So anyway, I guess let's step it off right here. Make sure to like, subscribe for more Blue Jays franchise ball, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.
A tight ball game all throughout. Winds up a slim 1-run victory in EK, Psycho, and the crew. I'm Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show.